Welcome to Dr. PC Verma Economics YouTube Economics channel. In this YouTube economics class, today we are taking the topic, consumption is the largest driver, 60% of India GDP. GDP means gross domestic product, and consumption is a part of income. Income is equal to consumption plus investment. Income is equal to consumption plus saving. There are two equations. Income is equal to consumption plus saving. Income is equal to consumption plus investment. Y is equal to C plus S. Y is equal to C plus I. C plus S is equal to C plus I. Therefore, S is equal to I, or I is equal to S. So consumption is most important factor. It was John Maynard Keynes in 1936 published a book, General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. And he has coined that income is equal to consumption plus saving, income is equal to consumption plus investment, and left and right hand side C cancelled, C then B will have S is equal to I or I is equal to S. That is the investment and saving. First comes saving and that convert into investment. Theoretically, both must be equal. If it is not, it is the leakage in the process of investment or in the process of saving. So consumption is the largest driver. Consumption is the largest driver of India GDP. We all know that GDP, gross domestic product. In 1971, one economist developed GDP and awarded Nobel Prize in economics. We all know that Nobel Prize in economics started in 1969. And in 1970, Samuelson got Nobel Prize. In 1972, Higgs got Nobel Prize. And gradually nowadays, large number of economists of US and other parts of the country got Nobel Prize. In this topic, we are discussing consumption is the largest driver of India. Why? Because consumption occupies 60% of income. Consumption is the largest driver, 60% of India GDP. India GDP का 60% जो है, that is being served by consumption. Consumption is the largest driver, 60% of India's GDP. This view was explained by Ashish Kumar and Payal Seth, and now it is explained by Dr. P.C. Verma, economist, for the purpose of the students who can easily understand the concept which Ashish Kumar and Payal Seth had explained on the basis of their research work. In his analysis, the first term PFCE means private final consumption expenditure, and another is HCES, household consumption expenditure survey. These two economists have done research work, and they found that when it comes to the measuring household consumption, the single largest driver, 60% of India's GDP, two authoritative government data sets tell a starkly different story. On the one side is the private final consumption expenditure, PFCE, from the National Accounts Statistics. And on the other is the Household Consumption Expenditure Survey, SCES, by National Sample Survey Office. While differences between the top-down macro and bottom-up micro estimates are expected, what's troubling is the magnitude and persistence of the gap, which has widened from around 5% in 1972-73 to nearly 45% in 2020-23. A report on PFCE and AK Adhikari Committee have established this. So in this discussion, we find that there are two measures. PFCE, a macroeconomics aggregate, estimates the total value of goods and services consumed by household and non-profit institutions serving household using the commodity flow method, drawing on data from production, trade, prices, and administrative sources. This includes in-kind services to households. For example, free meals, education, healthcare, provided free or at subsidized rate, for example, by employers or NGOs. In contrast, HCES provides a bottom-up view of consumption by capturing self-reported household data collected through the household survey. It captures actually out-of-pocket spending on goods and services consumed by household. The latest round 2020-23 estimates monthly per capita expenditure at rupees 2,773 in rural areas and 6,459 in urban areas, increasing to 4,122 and 6,996 in 2023-24. It forms the statistical bedrock for estimating poverty, inequality, and food security. These HCES consumption estimate account for 2/3 of PFC totals. So let us discuss. Consumption is the largest driver, 60% of India GDP. Views of Ashish Kumar Payal set is explained by Dr. P.C. Verma, economist. PFCE is a term. It means private final consumption expenditure. HCES, household consumption expenditure survey. These are the two terms which will be coined in discussion. You keep it in mind that when PFCE it is written, private final consumption expenditure, HCES, household consumption expenditure. And we all know that economics tells that income is equal to consumption plus saving. If there is saving in the equation, it is non-spending equation. Y is equal to C plus I, it is when there is investment, it is a spending equation. Both are national income. Y is equal to C plus S, it is non-spending equation. And Y is equal to C plus Y, it is a spending equation because consumption both are spending. But in that first, C plus S, C is consumption, S is saving. But economists say that in the economy as a whole, saving is equal to investment. Whatever it is saved, it will be invested. This is assumption in the economics. And therefore, it is always said at the primary stage, I is equal to S. That means investment is equal to saving. This is for understanding further. But put in your mind that when I tell PFCE, you consider it private final consumption expenditure. This is one method of measurement. HCES, household consumption expenditure survey. This is another method of survey. All these survey brought about us income level, but that may or may not equalize because of the method of uh, finding data and its analysis. When it comes to measuring when it comes to measuring household household consumption, household consumption, the the single largest driver, largest single largest single largest driver sixty percent of India GDP, of India's GDP. Two, authoritative authoritative government data set. Government data sets tell starkly different stories. Different stories. On the on one side, on on one side, is the private side, is the private final consumption. Final consumption expenditure final expenditure P's PFCE PFCE from the national accounts, from the national accounts statistics, and on the other hand, and on the other hand, is the household consumption expenditure survey. Is the on the other hand, is the household consumption expenditure. Consumption expenditure. Consumption expenditure survey office. Household consumption expenditure survey. H survey. HCES. HCES. Household consumption expenditure survey. Household consumption expenditure. Household consumption service survey. Private final consumption expenditure. Private final consumption expenditure. So there is need for comparing PFCE and HCES to explain to explain their data. Data of top down of top down, macro, and bottom up, bottom up, micro data. So there is a need for comparing PFCE and HCES to explain their data of top-down macro and bottom up, bottom, top-down macro and bottom up, top-down macro and bottom up, bottom up, micro. So there is a need for comparing PFCE and HCES to explain their data of top-down macro and bottom-up micro. It means private final consumption expenditure from national accounts statistics is considered to be top-down macro statistics. On the other hand, the household consumption expenditure survey office data is considered to be bottom-up micro data. How to compare it and find out its disparities and what should be the action taken for the purpose of policy making. Number 4, while differences while differences between the top down, the top down macro and bottom down, bottom up, bottom up micro estimates what is troubling what is troubling is the magnitude is the magnitude and persistence and persistence of the gap of the gap persistence of the gap magnitude and persistence of the gap which has which has widened which has widened from around 5% around 5% in 1972-73 in 1972-1973 to nearly 45% in 2022 2023 this this information is based upon based upon AK Adhikari committee AK Adhikari committee report on BPSC MOSPI 2015. PFCE, 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 a macroeconomic aggregate, macroeconomic aggregate, estimates estimates the total value, the total value, the total value of goods and services, value of goods and services consumed by households, by households, and non-profit and non-profit institutions, institutions, serving households, serving households, NPISH, NPISH, using the commodity flow method. Using the commodity flow method. Drawing on data. Drawing on data. Drawing on data from production. From production. Trade. 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 Prices. Prices. And administrative sources. And add administrative sources. This includes in kind. This includes in kind services. In kind services to household. In kind services to household. Households. For example, free meal, free meal, education, healthcare, provided free, provided free, or or at subsidized rate, or at or provided free or at subsidized rate, rates. For example, by employers, by employers, or NGO, or NGOs. In contrast, in contrast, HCES provides a bottom up a bottom up view of consumption of consumption by capturing by by capturing self-reported self-reported household data, household data collected through data collected through household surveys, household surveys. It captures it it captures actual actual out of pocket out of pocket spending on goods and services on goods and services consumed by the household. It captures actual out-of-pocket spending. It captures actual out-of-pocket spending on goods and services consumed by the household. Pouch. Pouch. The latest round latest the latest round in three estimates monthly per capita expenditure monthly per capita expenditure MPCE at rupees 3773 in rural area in a in rural area monthly per capita expenditure at rupees 3773 in rural areas. And rupees 6459, rupee 6459 in urban area. In urban area, urban areas, in urban areas, increasing to increasing to 4122 to 4122 4122 and 4122 and 6996 6996 in 2023 2025. It forms the statistical, the statistical bedrock for estimating poverty, for estimating poverty, inequality, and food security. Eight, the HCES consumption estimates account for about two-thirds two two-thirds PFCE, PFCE, the SCL consumption estimate account for about two-thirds PFCE C totals. Totals. So this is the first part of our topic related to consumption issues, data of private final consumption expenditure, PFCE, and other is household consumption expenditure survey, these two. We will discuss further the next class why the numbers do not add up. What if SCES underestimates consumption? Such type of things we will proceed in next class. The significant divergence between PFCE and HCES needs to be bridged for effective policy design. Thank you for watching this video. Like it, share it, subscribe it, and must visit Dr. P.C. Verma Economics YouTube channel for this second part of this analysis. We have seen this is first part. Part 1. Consumption is the largest driver, 60% of India GDP. Part 1 is explained, and the next you will visit next class. Next class. And we conclude that the latest round of 2022-23 estimates monthly per capita expenditure, MPC, at 3,773 in rural area and 6,459 in urban areas, increasing to rupees 4,122 and 6,996 in 2023-24. It forms the statistical bedrock for estimating poverty, inequality, and food security. 8. These SCES consumption estimates account for about two-thirds of PFCF totals. We will discuss that why this divergence between these two estimates. One is HCES and another is PFCS. We all know that PFCE is macro data, whereas HCES is micro data, and therefore there is a divergence. We will clear it in next class. Thank you for watching this video. I am Dr. P.C. Verma, economist. I have been teaching economics from 1973 to 2025, 50 years about. And whatever I teach in the classroom there, it will be reflected in Dr. P.C. Verma Economist YouTube channel. You visit YouTube channel and you get many more things, data, conceptions for your purpose of different types of competitive examination like UPSC, IES, RBI officers examination, SBI PO interview, state civil services, Bihar public services, finance, district finance officer, Bihar BPSC, state district statistical officer, all those use economics, and it will be easy to get job by the age of 21 to 25 by these efforts in concentrated way. Thereafter getting job, enjoy your life. Thank you.